Arurf. I didn't want to make this video because I really didn't want to make a League of Legends video because I don't necessarily want my channel to be completely revolvent around League of Legends for numerous reasons that I will get into probably at a later date and a later video. But for right now, I want to talk about Arurf. So, if you aren't aware of what Arurf is, it stands for All Random Ultra Rapid Fire Mode in a video game called League of Legends. If you have no idea what League of Legends is, please don't watch this video. Unfortunately, you will get very confused. If you know what League of Legends is, if you play it, great, stick around. But if you don't play it, you will be super confused. And unfortunately, I won't be explaining to you League of Legends in this video, but Arurf. So, All Random Urf is Urf, except you don't have the option of selecting your champions, which I can't hate on it just yet. The reason why I can't hate on it is because of the simple fact that I have not played it. I don't know everything about Arurf yet because it hasn't hit the live servers yet. Really, nothing is finite. Like there was this change to the Riven where she had this Fury bar like a year ago, and it just made Riven stupid to play because she couldn't deal any damage to her with her ult, and you had to. It was like having a Gnar bar on Riven, except your ult would consume all of the bar, and if you didn't have the bar filled up, your ult did no damage, and in fact you did no damage as Riven. It's kind of like that on the PvE servers. Nothing is finite until it hits the live servers, though. So this game mode I haven't been able to play, so obviously I can't really hate on it, but what I've seen, I can talk about it. I don't like it. Why don't I like it? Riot is trying to do way too much, and all they need to do is just release Urf. All they need to do, like this is all they need to do, release Urf, right? There is this video game, or not video game, I'm so sorry, there was this video by Sky Williams called, Hey, Just Don't, right? It's kind of what Riot should do right now. Hey, just don't. Whatever they're thinking, hey, just don't. All Random Urf, hey, just don't. Right? It's like that with Arurf. Hey, just don't. Right? So I understand why they're doing it. I completely understand it. The reason why, if you aren't aware of this, why Riot is doing Arurf is because people have been complaining about people spamming Zed and Evelynn and who else. Depends on who you play, but it's Wukong, champions like that, and Urf, right? My solution is ban those champions. I mean, you get 3 bans. It's not like you don't get bans. Ban the champions that are OP, and boom, it's I'm frustrated because I have to say ban these champions that are overpowered when you should already be doing that. Like Evelynn should not get through. Zed should not get through. Wukong should not get through if you've banned them, right? If you don't ban them, obviously someone will play them. It's that simple, right? Ban the champions that you don't want to see in Urf. That's the solution to the problem. Just ban the champions, right? But if you don't ban the champions, I get how there could be a legitimate argument to people spamming Evelynn and Zed, right? And Wukong and whoever else you think is OP in Urf. Really, every single champion is, but argument's sake, we'll say those 3 are overpowered. But I can see how there is a legitimate problem with people spamming those specific champions, right? But I'm so discombobulated because the first point that I brought up, just ban the champions, just makes so much sense. But if you're not going to ban the champions, if you're going to let the champions get through, you can still win, right? Just because there's an overpowered champion on the other team does not mean that you're doomed to fail, that you're doomed to lose. I feel like I'm kind of explaining like everything that League is, and not even everything that League is, but just having like a positive mentality. But like seriously though, if there's an overpowered champion on your team, then just have a positive mindset. Like there are. If I was going up against Evelyn as Yasuo, I would be like, I may get smashed in the early, or not the early game, but the late game. But in the early game, I'll wreck her, right? I'll have a positive mentality. Just have a positive mentality. If you don't have a positive mentality, how the hell are you going to win the game, right? You're going up against Evelyn and Arurf. You're going to get shitted on, right? But back to what I was saying. Riot doesn't need to do this. Riot doesn't need to do anything, right? And I don't understand how people are complaining about people spamming Evelyn and Zed when Arurf was like released like 4 months ago. Like, when was the last time you played Arurf? I haven't played Arurf in like 4 months, right? Because it was on the live servers like 2 weeks in a row, or not even 2 weeks. It was like 1 week, then I think it was 2 weeks in a row, right? We haven't seen Arurf in like 4 months, right? I don't understand how people are spamming Evelyn and Zed in Arurf. Arurf hasn't been on the live servers in like 4 months. I don't understand that. But I'm not even going to get into the problems of rotating game queue, of just getting rid of that completely, of just having Arurf as a permanent game mode, which everyone can agree should be. Not even going to get into that. I'm just going to try and stay on AR Arurf, right? The main problem that I have with AR Arurf, and that no one really seems to have, is that no one seems to recognize that if you get a team that is full of like ADCs that don't have any abilities that can be spammed, like an Ashe, for example. Ashe can really only spam her W. Whoop-de-frickin-do. Sivir, if you have a team like with an Ashe, a Sivir, like a Vayne, etc., right? They don't have any abilities that you can really like spam, that really like makes them really good in Arurf. Like, the reason why Zed is super good is because he can spam all of his abilities, right? Because usually his abilities have a long cooldown and they have an energy cost. He doesn't have to worry about either one, right? Evelyn's Q, you can spam every second, or even not even every second, less than a second, right? It's on like a 0.82 cooldown, right? That's ridiculous, right? Sivir's Q doesn't matter because you can dodge it, right? Ashe's volley doesn't matter because if you have enough damage, whether you're Zed or Evelyn, you can kill her without her even recognizing what's going on, right? So if you have a team full of underpowered champions against like a team with either a Zed, a Wukong, and Evelyn, maybe you don't even need to have a team full of overpowered champions, just maybe 2 to 3, and they stomp on you. No one seems to recognize that. And it's weird to me because it's one of the most important aspects of the game that overpoweredness isn't so overpowered. Like, not these overpoweredness, these overpowered picks are gone, or it's harder to get these picks, right? And I'm like, well, the probability of them getting, of people getting these picks is still there. It's just not as prominent. It's just not that you can't instantly select Zed or instantly select Evelyn, right? And people are complaining, oh, there's going to be a meta created around Arurf, and people are going to try and do this, yada, yada, yada. Okay, that's fine. That is perfectly fine. The problem is, I want Arurf. I don't want to see a lack of Arurf. I'm tired of not having Arurf. It's been 4 months since I've played Arurf. Nobody cared. What rotating game queue mode has? What was it? One for All is this weekend, right? The last weekend it was the Legend of the Pearl King. Nobody gives a shit about those game modes. Maybe One for All, but Legend of Pearl King, nobody gives 2 shits. It's all Arurf, and they're trying to make it as good as quote unquote as they possibly can. But what they don't recognize is that it was perfect to begin with. And do you really, really, really want Riot to touch Earth? Because there are some champion nerfs and buffs that, simply put, should not have been done. I'm still scratching my head saying, why was Zed's ult nerfed to a 1 second cooldown of when you can return to your ult shadow? That leaves him hella susceptible, right? They had to change it to 0.5 to where it's pretty much negligible, right? But think about all of the really bad nerfs that Riot has done, right? Think about some of the reworks that they've done. How Mordekaiser, like after last season, right? How he was just terrible, right? Because people were like, this champion fucking sucks because he needs to be in bot lane and we don't have a real ADC on our team, and the only good reason why you have to have Mordekaiser is because of his his ability to get a dragon, right? Other than that, he's terrible. They buffed him so that way his W can now work on minions, which it should have worked on minions to begin with. But now Skarner's coming back, and his passive is absolutely useless. But it's like, look at those nerfs, or not even those nerfs, those reworks, right? Do you really, really, really want Riot to touch Earth? Not done yet. Really want Riot to touch Earth? There's where I will leave you with. Remember to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe to be a part of this conversation. Please say something in the comments so that way I can know what you guys are thinking. Am I the only crazy one? Am I the only one that thinks this game mode is bad? Or am I right? Do some people agree with me? Do some people disagree with me? Please comment so I can know what you guys are saying or thinking. And with that, I'll leave you today. I'm tired. I don't know when I went to sleep. With that, I will leave you with that today. Have a fantastic day. Arurf, give me a fucking break.